Lori Sutherland,
Yes.
you are the mother of Michael Rodriguez, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you tell me a little bit about you and where you're from and about your son?
We live in North Carolina,
Mhm.
and Michael's on the border of the Quilt. I work at the fire department. Michael's dad was in the Army. Michael's stepfather was in the Air Force.
Mhm.
Michael's dad was here in the 82nd when he was little. We were stationed outside of Fort Bragg because his stepfather was stationed here at Pope Air Force Base. So Michael's been around the military all his life.
Is that why he became a soldier, Lori?
I think so. I think it was just in his blood, and when he was little, and all the pictures that we have of him, there's something military on him. There's a little plastic helmet, Kevlar helmet, or he would take his dad's shirts and his BDUs and cut the sleeves out of them and wear them, or jump wings or something. There was always something military on him, always. And when he was little, instead of buying him games and different things, he'd putt tent. 6 years old, and he wanted a putt tent so he could camp out in the backyard. Pine cones. Were grenades. So when I was cleaning his room when he was little, instead of picking up a bunch of toys and things, it'd be picking up sticks and pine cones and things like that.
What do you think the word patriot meant to him, Lori?
I think it meant helping others, less fortunate, because that's what he was trying to do. Michael was always helping others, always bringing in stray animals. His friends from school he would bring over, or somebody would stay over. And when he got in the Army, we were really blessed that he got stationed here at Fort Bragg. And so we could see him on the weekends or during the week, and he'd come home and stuff. And he's always bringing home a soldier, And the day he pulled into Fort Bragg from Fort Benning from jump school, he called and said, "Mom, I'm here. Can I bring somebody home?" Some kid that rode the bus with him up from Fort Benning, So Michael just was trying to help make life better for those less fortunate.
Well, I'm sure that if he was bringing home stray animals and everything else, that you've got a funny story for me.
Well, I'll tell you how we got our cat that we have now.
Okay.
We had already had one cat that Michael had brought home. And then he went away, and he went to basic, and he went to AIT and jump school and everything. Come back to Fort Bragg, and he come home, and he goes, "Mom, can I have another cat?" And I said, "No, you can't have another cat. We already have one cat." "But Mom, they're going to kill it." It was at the barracks. And it's like, "No, Michael," thinking, yeah, right. Well, anyway, I go to pick him up at the barracks one day, and he comes running out to the truck, and he had this blanket all wrapped up and everything, and gets in the truck, and I was like, oh. And he opened up the blanket, and the poor cat was skin and bones. His little head and his neck was so skinny and everything. And we named him Scout because Michael was a scout. And so, we have the cat now, and he's huge and everything. So Michael loved to cook, and Michael liked to cook with fresh herbs, and he made ice cream cake from scratch, and he had a little garden, and I miss him most during the holidays when the family gets together and we cook big meals, because Michael would be in the kitchen cooking. And he used to get on his dad's nerves because Michael couldn't have a sandwich or anything, something easy to fix. A can of soup, he'd make the soup from scratch.
Do you have any advice, Lori, that you would give other parents whose soldiers are in the field?
Just to support them and let them know how proud you are of them, and let them know that you support them and what they're doing is right. They're making life better for those. Michael's unit just returned from a deployment, their second deployment. and they were down in Baghdad. And they said, what a difference 2 years has made over there. And the news doesn't tell the good stuff. It always tells the bad stuff, you know. But there's kids going to school now. The infrastructure is a lot better than what it was. You know, they have free elections. There's so much. And to think that our children had a hand in that. You know, the 82nd Psalm says, defend the poor and the fatherless, do justice to the afflicted and needy, deliver the poor and the needy, rid them out of the hand of the wicked. And that's what our children are doing.
If you could say one thing to Michael right now, what would you tell him?
That we miss him. And we'll be home soon. Another Gold Star mother told me, you know, Lori, we're not getting older. You know how you said, boy, we're getting old. But now we're not saying that anymore. We're saying we're getting one day closer to going home. You know, and one day we'll be together again.